Good evening, everybody. This meeting is now called to order. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Pavoni?
Here.
Mr. Corman?
Here.
Mr. Prince?
Here.
Mr. Person?
Here.
Ms. Switchy?
Here.
Mr. McGurven?
Here.
Ms. Perez?
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all present.
Thank you, Jason. First item on the agenda this evening is a very special proclamation, and if you look in the front rows, maybe Clay will get pictures of them. We got a lot of DECA students here, so we welcome having you here today. So, Jason?
Okay, proclamation. Whereas DECA is an association of marketing students who are developing leadership skills, learning about business and marketing, and setting future career and education goals. And whereas DECA prepares members to handle real-world situations in marketing, business, and entrepreneurship. And whereas Lindbergh's High Schools and Renton High School's 100 DECA members are part of an organization of more than 14,400 members in 144 chapters in Washington State. And whereas Lindbergh High School's promotional project is organizing students to be ready for any business situation that could be presented to them in future endeavors. And whereas DECA provides awareness to the Renton community about local and global issues through participation in multiple and varied community service projects. And whereas the City of Renton deeply appreciates the community service efforts of our local DECA members. Now therefore, I, Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim November 2017 to be DECA Month and Lindbergh and Renton DECA Promotional Month in the City of Renton. And I encourage all citizens to join me in this special observance. And witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 6th day of November 2017, signed Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Pavoni.
I move that the council adopt the proclamation as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Pavoni, second by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the proclamation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. So do we have a spokesperson with DECA? Great. We can present this to you, and you're going to have to smile to the camera so we can get your picture. Right behind you there. Let's get them together there, Jason. You certain? Are you going to flip a coin on who gets to speak? Okay, well, we're really pleased to have you here, so thanks for being here this evening. Okay, moving on to audience comment. We have one person who knows the drill, Howard McComber.
Howard McComber, I live in Renton. It was pointed out to me by Ms. Witchy that we have those baskets out down the lobby up here. And this is Thanksgiving month. This is the month of gratitude. And it's a great time to be reaching out and helping people. We have so much, and we're so blessed here. We have people who need help, all different kinds of help. We need people who need to have food to eat, and we do our part. And you folks all do your part. We appreciate that. Just like to welcome the whole community into being generous at this time. The weather's got cold. There's snow in the air. It's tough for those people who have no shelter. And we need to be careful to do what we can to help. Everybody has a gift to give. Everybody has something that they can make another person's life better. And we show our appreciation by passing it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. And what the baskets that Howard's talking about, we have throughout the building to collect food from that our employees are donating to the food bank. And it has been alarming how desperate the food bank has been to get more food. So anyway, thanks, Howard. Appreciate your comments. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda, we have 14 items for council consideration. Are there any items that council member would like to pull for discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to pull item E.
Item E?
Item E.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Mr. Pavoni.
I move that the council concur with the consent agenda minus item E.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Pavoni, seconded by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the consent agenda minus item E. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. Person?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is an issue from the Community Services for the tree lighting at the Piazza, and it amounts to $150, waiving $150 of parking for those people who are going to volunteer and make the event go. So with that, I move that the council approve the Community Services Department for the waiver of fees for the Piazza parking.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Prince, that council concur and approve with item E of the consent agenda. Any discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Person. Moving on to unfinished business, Mr. Pavoni.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Corman?
Oh,
Wait, I don't have,
I have it.
you have it?
Yes.
He needs it.
Budget.
Oh, the committee
Oh.
report?
Yeah, I don't have a committee report.
This is the one you signed at the committee of the whole.
Oh, okay, committee of the whole
option?
does have unfinished business.
He's not there.
Oh, you don't have one either? Okay.
You ready?
Yes, please.
Okay. Committee of the Whole, Committee Report, 2017-2018 Mid-Biennium Budget Amendment. The Committee of the Whole reviewed the proposed 2017-2018 Mid-Biennium Budget Amendment of $14,357,394 over the 2 years for an adjusted appropriation of $564,346,276 for the biennium, and recommends concurrence in the following actions. 1, property tax levy ordinance. Set the 2018 property tax levy plus the new construction, annexation, and administrative refunds at $19,400,000 based on the preliminary worksheet provided by King County Assessor's Office. 2, creation of new Family First Center Development Fund 346. Staff recommends creation of a new fund, Family First Center Development Fund, Fund 346, to better track the resources and costs related to this project. Funds will be deposited into this new fund and will not be appropriated unless council gives authorization. 3, changes to authorized positions. The proposed budget will add a total of 6 positions and make pay classification adjustments for another 8 positions. Half of these changes have been previously approved by City Council. These changes and the 1 position added during the second quarter of 2017 will increase the overall city positions by 7 FTE, full-time equivalents. Details of the 7 positions and 8 pay classification adjustments are outlined below. A, Administrative Services. 1, add 1 Organizational Development Manager, M34. 2, convert City Clerk M30 to M38. 3, convert Deputy City Clerk M17 to M24. 4, convert Public Records Analyst to A8 from A18 to A20. 5, convert 2 City Clerk Specialists, A9 to A11. B, Community and Economic Development, add 1 Permit Technician, A10. C, Court Services, add 1 Court Security Officer, A04, previously approved. D, Human Resources and Risk Management, add 1 Risk Analyst, M20. Convert 1 Risk Management Technician, N13, to 1 Human Resources Analyst, M20. Public Works, all previously approved. Convert 1 Office Assistant, 1 AO1, to 1 Airport Business Coordinator, A20. 2, add 1 Airport Operations and Maintenance Supervisor, A21. 3, add 1 Airport Operations Specialist, A15. Add 1 Maintenance Services Worker, Utility Locator, A08. Convert 1 Mechanics Assistant, A9, to Vehicle and Equipment Mechanic, A15. Rate and fee adjustments. Adjust various fees as identified in the proposed 2017-2018 fee schedule. 5, authorize Police Department Take-Home Cars Program, 2-year option. A, purchase 58 additional full-size SUV police patrol vehicles, $3.3 million, with a phase-in period of 2 years. Estimated 29 vehicles at $1.65 million per year. 2, 2018 funded by seizure funds, $250,000. Property tax redistribution, $750,000. Public safety small equipment reserve, $450,000, and by general fund balance of $200,000. C, 2018 Fleet Fund 501 maintenance and operation is expected to increase by $97,000, which will be funded by general fund balance. D, 2019 Police Patrol Vehicle purchase of $1.65 million will be funded by Public Safety Small Equipment Reserve, $150,000, and general fund balance of $1.5 million. 2019 Fleet Fund 501 maintenance and operation and vehicle replacement costs are expected to increase by $476,000 for 2019, which will be funded by general fund balance. 2020 will be first year with a fully utilized police take-home cars fleet with an expected maintenance and operation and vehicle replacement cost of $760,000. The Committee of the Whole recommends council approve the proposed 2017-2018 mid-biennium budget amendments and place associated legislation reflecting the above change for first reading. This is signed by the council president.
Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Pavoni.
I move that the council concur with the Committee of the Whole committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Pavoni, second by Mr. Prince, that council concur with the Committee of the Whole committee report. Any questions or discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thanks, Jason. That was a short one. I wanted to mention just quickly on the police car issue, I really appreciate the council's support. As Don Person will attest, we've discussed this on and off for many, many years, the pluses and the minuses of getting involved with take-home cars. And it's become very clear to us that not only is that an issue that's really good for retention, officers really appreciate that, but more importantly, studies have shown that we actually save money in the long haul. The cars are better taken care of, the maintenance costs go down, and so even though we have an initial capital cost, it looks like it's a good program to be in. So anyway, thank you for your support on that. Okay, let's see, that was it for you, right? Mr. Corman?
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Mr. Prince?
Yes, the Planning and Development Committee has a couple of committee reports.
Okay, Planning and Development Committee report, Renton Regional Fire Authority fire impact fee. The Planning and Development Committee concurs with the Planning Commission and staff recommendation to amend the impact fee regulations to collect fire impact fees on behalf of the Renton Regional Fire Authority to the RRFA, to adopt RRFA's capital facilities plan into the capital facilities element of the city's comprehensive plan, and to update the rate charge for the fire impact fee as requested by the RRFA. Finally, the committee recommends that an ordinance and resolution to enact these changes be prepared and presented for reading when they are complete, signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince?
I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Planning and Development Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Corman, that council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, the next P&D committee report, 2017 school district impact fees. The Planning and Development Committee recommends concurrence with the staff recommendation to adopt a resolution to adopt capital facility plans for 3 school districts within the city of Renton as follows: Issaquah School District, Kent School District, and Renton School District. Finally, the committee recommends that a resolution regarding this matter be prepared for first reading. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince?
I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Planning and Development Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Corman, that council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Person?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, don't have any committee reports, but I was remiss last week in not thanking a couple fantastic city employees. On October 17th, the Renton Hill Association had a block watch meeting here to hear from the Department of Transportation and our city staff about the tearing down of the bridges going to Renton Hill. Vicki Grover, Transportation Planning Manager, was here and helped us with that program and was able to answer some good questions. And John Hobson, our wastewater civil engineer, was here with maps of a sewer program that we're going to be tearing up every street on Renton Hill, and there was a lot of concerns. And he was amazing, because when they came up and he says, "Where do you live?" And he says, "Oh, you have a sewer running side sewer running underneath your shed," or that. He knew, and it was really fun to watch two people that are so professional get the information out. So I'd just like to say thank you to them for a great job.
That's great. Thank you, Mr. Person, and Jennifer Hennings here. We'll make sure that we pass along your compliments. Carol Ann?
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. McIrvin?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Utilities Committee has 3 committee reports.
Okay, Utilities Committee report, agreement for award of flood reduction grant funds between Renton and King County for the Madison Creek Improvement Project Phase 1. The Utilities Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to, 1, authorize the agreement for award of flood reduction grant funds between the City of Renton and King County to provide $472,000 in grant funding to the city for the Madison Creek Improvement Project Phase 1, and 2, approve the transfer of $48,800 from the approved 2017 Surface Water Utility Capital Improvement Program for Small Drainage Problems budget to the Madison Creek Improvement Project budget for city grant matching funds. The funding transfer will be included in the next quarterly budget adjustment. This is signed by the committee chair and 1 member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. McIrvin?
I move that the council concur with the Utilities Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. McIrvin, second by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Utilities Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
All right, the next one is regarding a franchise agreement with EXO Communications. The Utilities Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to enter into a franchise agreement with EXO Communication Services LLC as a purveyor of broadband telecommunication services within the city of Renton. This is signed by the committee chair and 1 member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. McIrvin?
I move that the council concur with the Utilities Committee report.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. McIrvin, seconded by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Utilities Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Excuse me. Okay, the last one is a request for partial release of utility easement from Strata Deval LLC related to the U.S. Bank project. The Utilities Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to grant a partial release of an existing utility easement contained and described under King County Recording Number 9107080928, subject to the collection of the requisite processing fee from the Strata Deval LLC related to the U.S. Bank project. This too is signed by the committee chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. McIrvin?
I move that the council concur with the recommended action of the Utilities Committee.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. McIrvin, second by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Utilities Committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Perez?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Transportation and Aviation Committee has 1 committee report to present.
Okay.
Okay, Transportation Aviation Committee report. Rainier Avenue South Phase 4, South 3rd Street to Northwest 3rd Place, supplemental agreement number 2. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute supplemental agreement number 2 to CAG 15089, which is a contract, with KPG PS for the Rainier Avenue South Phase 4, South 3rd Street to Northwest 3rd Place, which is TIP number 7, in the amount of $712,344.34, which brings the maximum amount payable on this contract to $1,233,974.46. This is signed by the committee chair and a member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Perez?
I move that the council concur with the recommend action of the Transportation Aviation Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Perez, second by Ms. Witchy, that council concur with the Transportation and Aviation Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, moving on to legislation, we have 1 resolution and 4 ordinances this evening.
Okay, the resolution is regarding the school district capital facility plans. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, adopting by reference the current capital facility plans for the Kent, Issaquah, and Renton school districts.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince?
I move we adopt the resolution as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Corman, that this resolution be adopted as read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the first ordinance is regarding the franchise agreement with EXO Communications. Okay, an ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, granting unto Exo Communication Services LLC, a limited liability company registered in the state of Delaware, authorized to do business within the state of Washington, its affiliates, successors, and assigns, the right, privilege, and authority to install communication facilities, specifically fiber optic cable and related appurtenances, under, along, over, below, through, and across the streets, avenues, and alleys of the City of Renton within the public right-of-way of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. McGurven.
I move that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. McGurven, second by Ms. Perez, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You guys have it.
All right, the next ordinance is related to the 2018 property tax. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, establishing the property tax levy for the year 2018 for general city operational purposes in the amount of $19,400,000.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I move the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, second by Mr. Corman, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, for the budget ordinance, you'll notice we had three options. We are reading option B, the two-year PD take-home cars option. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the City of Renton fiscal years 2017-2018 biennial budget as adopted by ordinance number 5824 and thereafter amended by ordinance numbers 5835 and 5850 in the amount of $14,357,394.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Pavoni.
I move that ordinance number 5864, option B, be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Pavoni, second by Mr. Prince, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the final ordinance is regarding fire protection impact fees. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending Section 41190 of the Renton Municipal Code by amending fire protection impact fee regulations and providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
I move the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next city council meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Pavoni, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Jason. Before we move on to new business, the DECA students probably don't know, do you see that glass window behind you there? Hidden behind that screen is our cameraman. So Clay, can you come out? I don't know if you can come out. If you can, I'm going to give him a minute to see if he slides in here. We'll see if he's listening to us.
Put it on autopilot.
Here he
Is he
comes.
coming? There he is.
So Clay is here working very hard to make sure we get everything recorded properly tonight. And it's important for everybody to know that last Wednesday, his wife had a baby girl. So congratulations, Clay. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we realize that. Okay, you can go back to the camera. Thanks, Clay. Congratulations. Okay, moving on to new business, Mr. Pavoni.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it's that time of year again. It's time for us to elect council president and council president pro tem. So we need a nomination.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Person.
I nominate Ed Prince for council president.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Person, second by Miss Witchy, that Ed Prince be nominated for president. Do we have any other nominations? Just so that I'm doing this correctly, we close nominations, then go for the vote, or we just cut to the chase?
Either way.
Okay. Do I have a motion to close the nominations?
I move,
Go ahead.
move we close the nominations.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Witchy, second by Mr. Corman, that we close nominations for president of the council. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. So now we move on to the election, right? Or, you know, we only do this once a year.
No, we gotta do
Yes, we can move on
Pro
to the
tem.
election.
We will do that. So I need
We
a,
have to
no-
officially elect Ed.
Oh,
You want to go move forward with another motion to elect?
Yes, I move we elect Ed Prince as council president for 2018.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Witchy, seconded by Mr. Corman, that Ed Prince be elected president of the council for 2018. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes.
It was. Yeah, you'll be happy to know we don't allow signs in the council chamber. Okay, so we have a second position available.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
I move to nominate Don Person for council president pro tem.
Second.
Okay, I think you got it out, Ed. Moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Pavoni, that Don Person be elected council president pro tem. Are there any other nominations?
Move we close nominations.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. McGurven, seconded by Mr. Pavoni. We close nominations. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
I move that we elect Don Person as council president pro tem.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Witchy, seconded by Mr. Corman, that Councilmember Don Person be elected council president pro tem. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I guess I shouldn't vote.
The ayes have it. I want to say that we have 100% participation by our registered voters. Okay, congratulations to Don and Ed. And moving on to new business, Mr. Pavoni.
No new business, Mr. Mayor. Oh, wait, no. Stand by. I have a meeting to announce. November 13th, the Committee of the Whole, at 5 PM, we'll meet in the conferencing center. We have legislative priorities to go over. Then we will adjourn, and then at 6 PM, we will be back in the council chambers with a inclusion update. That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Corman.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to announce a Public Safety Committee meeting for November 13th. That's Monday, 4:00 PM in the council conference room. And there's 4 items on that agenda. Amending RMC 10-5 vehicle impoundment, recruitment bonus for non-commissioned police department employees, police department reorganization, and emerging issues in public safety. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, announcing on November 9th, Thursday, at 4 PM in the council conference room, the Planning and Development Committee has a committee report, or committee meeting. We have 4 items on the agenda. Landmark designation nomination, the Cortona Building, long-range planning work program, illicit discharge regulation code amendment, and supervised injection facilities recommendation. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Person.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to announce that the Finance Committee meeting normally scheduled for November 13th has been canceled. And also, I'd like to refer to the administration, one of the issues that came up at our meeting on the bridges being taken down was mitigation for noise and traffic, what they can do when we go to one bridge instead of all those people come down on 2. Is there any traffic mitigation that we can ask the state to do?
Okay.
And I guess the noise mitigation is, because the last time they did this, what they did was pretty pitiful, so we would hope it would be better this time.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, seconded by Mr. Prince, that the issue in regard to possible noise mitigation over the replacement of the bridges that lead up to Renton Hill be referred to the administration to discuss with WashDOT. Any questions? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, Ms. Witchy.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. McIrvin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just need to announce a couple of, or announce the Utilities Committee meeting on Thursday, November 9th at 3:30 PM in the council conference room. We have 3 items on the agenda. 2017-2019 Biennial Water Quality Stormwater Capacity Grant, Renton Commons Water Main Extension Latecomer Agreement, and finally, emerging issues in utility. That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Perez?
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. So I think that's it for our agenda. I want to once again thank the DECA students for being here. this evening. And what's the wish of the council?
Move we adjourn?
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Person, second by Ms. Witchy, that we adjourn, Mr. Prince, excuse me. And seconded by Ms. Witchy that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.